Hey everyone, welcome back to Installation 00 and the Law and Theories series. Today we take a little look at Ivanoff Station, a research base in close proximity to Installation 03, but first, a little history leading up to it because the bits I'm interested in happened just after Halo 4. Following the Didact through slipspace aboard a Covenant Lich, the Master Chief and Cortana were surprised to discover that the Didact had taken them to Installation 03, which Cortana recognised as the location where UNSC Infinity found the coordinates to Requiem. The two quickly realised that the Didact is not heading towards the Halo Ring, but rather the nearby Ivanoff Station. The Master Chief hijacks the Lich and contacted Dr. Sandra Tilson on the station, who was relieved to hear from friendly forces. Unfortunately, Cortana experienced an episode of rampancy, causing her to lose focus and crash the Lich into the station. After regaining consciousness, the Master Chief contacted Tilson to begin evacuation procedures, but was warned that the Covenant had already taken over Ivanoff Station's landing bays. The Master Chief promised to do what he could to clear an evacuation route on his way to Tilson, and made his way through the station. Arriving in Landing Bay 7, the Master Chief found the station's forces desperately defending it against an unending stream of phantoms. Using the Harbour Master's control station, the Master Chief erected a shield that prevented more Covenant from entering and cleared the landing bay of enemy forces. Once the bay was clear, the Master Chief resumed fighting through the station as the Didact scanned it. Cortana realised that the Didact only knew that the Composer was on the station but not where it was, and was looking for it. The Master Chief fought his way to the station's control room, which was under attack by a pair of hunters. The Master Chief killed the hunters and entered an elevator to meet with Tilson. Tilson started the elevator down, and the Master Chief explained that the Forerunner artifact the Ivanoff had scientists excavating was a weapon that the Didact wanted back. Tilson warned the Master Chief that the Composer couldn't be moved, it having taken 3 months and the biggest starship the UNSC could throw at it to move the Composer to Ivanoff Station in the first place. Recognising this, the Master Chief had Tilson give Cortana access to the station's supply manifest so they could find a way to destroy the Composer, denying the Didact his prize. Cortana located 7 excavation-grade Havoc tactical nuclear weapons in the station's manifest. Tilson initially protested using them to destroy the Composer due to the years of work the scientist had invested in studying it. When the Master Chief refused to relent, Tilson reluctantly agreed to have the nukes primed for remote detonation, and to continue the evacuation.
Maybe next time you rescue us, you can give us more time to pack?
Next time.
The Master Chief made his way to the atrium where the Composer was stored, only to be informed that the Covenant had shot down the station's first evac shuttle. Realising that the station had outer turrets, Cortana instructed the Master Chief to take her to the controls so she could reprogram the turrets to cover the station's evacuation. The Master Chief re-entered the main structure of the station and resumed fighting through the various corridors, facing Covenant boarding parties at 2 sets of airlocks, as the Didact kept scanning the station for the Composer. Finally, the Master Chief reached the control area, and after eliminating the 2 cloaked Sangheili zealots located there, inserted Cortana into the control systems. Cortana, despite her rampancy growing ever worse, was able to activate Ivanoff Station's Onaga cannons and have them fire on the Covenant ships besieging the station. The Master Chief alerted Tilson, who promised to issue the final evac orders, and instructed him to meet her and her crew back on the upper platform where they would help Master Chief get the nuke to the Composer. Fighting his way back to the atrium, the Master Chief discovered that Covenant forces had found the Composer. To keep the Covenant from warning the Didact, the Master Chief took control of a nearby Mantis and engaged Covenant forces made up of Type 32 Ghosts, Type 26 Wraiths, Banshees, Phantoms and ground troops dropped by the Phantoms. During the fight, the Master Chief contacted Tilson for his nuke, but was warned that it was not ready yet. After multiple waves of enemies, the surviving Covenant forces retreated from the atrium. Unable to raise Tilson, the Master Chief made his way to a nearby elevator to find her. As the elevator took him higher into the station, the Didact finally located the Composer and used Mantle's approach's tractor beam to remove it from the station, removing the roof of the atrium entirely and disrupting Cortana so much in her rampant state that the Master Chief had to help her focus again to get her to find Tilson.
Cortana, see if you can raise Tilson. Get me a status on the rest of the station. Cortana, I need that info. Look, don't think about the Didact. Don't think about the composer. Only focus on finding me Tilson.
Tilson. Sandra Kay. Female, 51 years of age. Doctor of Archaeology. Pegasi Institute. Got her! Biosignature stable on 350 level. B deck.
Reaching Tilson, the Master Chief warned her that the Didact had the composer and that she needed to evac her remaining people. The Master Chief inserted Cortana into the station's systems and ordered her to find something that could carry a payload. Noticing the composer charging, the Master Chief asked Cortana to reactivate the station's defences, but she was unable to. The Didact fired the composer at the station, digitizing everyone aboard except the Master Chief, who was rendered immune by the Librarian. Following the digitization of Ivanoff Station's personnel, the Master Chief was awoken to a traumatized Cortana and piles of ashes, the only remnants of the crew aboard the station. Master Chief told Cortana that more people would die if they failed to stop the Didact from reaching Earth with the composer. Cortana was able to pull herself together and spin up one of the station's F-41 broadswords located in Hangar C-11. Despite their losses, the Master Chief assured Cortana that the fight wasn't over yet. With the broadsword armed with one of the Ivanoff Station's Havoc nukes, the Master Chief followed the Didact through slipspace to Earth, where he attempted to digitize the population of humanity's homeworld, as he did the Ivanoff Station. Master Chief was able to board the Didact ship and destroy it and the composer with the nuclear weapon he retrieved from Ivanoff Station, preventing the Didact from digitizing more than the population of New Phoenix. A handful of Ivanoff's personnel did manage to escape into a nearby asteroid field and were later saved by search and rescue teams. What interests me is that in the control room of the station, there were various artifacts recovered from Installation 03. There was an imaging device, likely the eye of a Forerunner War Sphinx. There was a Forerunner mural of the Mantle of Responsibility, and most importantly, the activation index of Installation 03. After the station was composed and the Chief left, what happened at the station? What happened to the completely unguarded activation index? Unknown to the UNSC, the Didact survived his fall into the slipspace fissure. Hurtling through the portal along with a number of his Promethean constructs, he crash-landed on Installation 03 near the composer's original location, the composer's abyss. Shortly after his arrival, he was discovered by Spartan Black Team, all of whom he quickly and brutally slaughtered upon regaining consciousness. The Didact was then confronted by 859 Static Carillion, the monitor of the composer's forge, and the keeper of the composers, who had arrived on the Halo to investigate the recent activation of a service portal leading to its installation. The Didact asked the monitor to take him to the composer's forge, where he established a base in a deserted Forerunner city. He requested Static Carillion to deliver him a slightly damaged Halo installation, which he planned to repair and use as his final instrument of vengeance against humanity, in spite of his earlier opposition to the Halos. In return, the Didact told the Monitor he would cease his creation of Promethean Knights from composed humans, and that he would not bring them to the Composer's Forge, as Static Carillion considered the constructs abominations. With this agreement in place, Static agreed and managed to retrieve the ring's activation index from Ivanoff Station as part of their mutual agreement. The following day, as Blue Team led by Master Chief arrived at the Composer's Abyss, Static fulfilled his end of the bargain by translocating Installation 03 to above Composer's Abyss. Upon finding the Didact had summoned an army of Prometheans to help combat Blue Team, Static resolved to help the Spartans stop the Didact. Didact left for Installation 03 and took a Composer with him. This implies he either had another plan for the Composer after he was done fixing the ring and destroying humanity with it, or the Halo installation has a few different firing settings and the Didact planned on retrofitting the Composer to the ring's firing mechanism and composing the entire solar system with a tactical pulse of the Halo ring, but that is for another video. Blue Team pursued the Didact to the surface of Installation 03 where he quickly overpowered them. Static arrived and fired his monitor beam into the Didact's back to stop him from killing Blue Team, and then translocated the Didact to the control room of the Halo. During the attack, the Didact dropped the activation index from Installation 03, which Chief promptly picked up and suggested they fire the Halo to destroy the Didact. However, Static Carillion reminded him of the galactic scale damage the pulse would cause, instead suggesting that the Master Chief use the index to disable a set of safeties, and thus allowing the monitor to scuttle the segment of the ring housing the control room and crash it into the Composer's forge. The monitor teleported John into the control room and detached the section of the Halo immediately after the Master Chief had deactivated their safeties. Static Carillion had to take some time to stabilise the ring in order to prevent it from breaking apart due to the missing segment. However, he managed to teleport John out of the control room in time before the impact destroyed the remaining composers, causing them to discharge and digitize the Didact's consciousness, indicating that although the Didact couldn't be composed by a single composer, the combined effects of several of them had enough neural physical energy to perform the task. The Monitor and John materialized aboard Blue Team's Longsword fighter in orbit over the composer's forge. Static Carillion thanked the Reclaimer for giving him a newfound purpose after millennia of overseeing a dead installation. He decided to take Gamma Halo for safekeeping and repairs in a location he did not disclose to the Spartans. And that is what happened to Installation 03, the Didact, the Activation Index, Ivanoff Station, and Blue Team between the events of Halo 4 and Halo 5. I find it particularly interesting that removing segments of a Halo ring has now been foreshadowed in a number of recent Halo media. I also find it interesting that Static Carillion assumed stewardship over Installation 03 after 043 Abject Testament had been absent for so long, which in and of itself is an interesting story we will look at in due course. I also find it compelling that the Halo evidently has several firing settings, and the index itself possesses primary, secondary and tertiary functions aside from just firing the ring, and furthermore, since the segment that Static ejected contained both the control room and the index, both of which were presumably destroyed, there is evidently a way to repair the damaged section and replace the index, and to my mind, even though the Monitor refused to divulge where he would go to make repairs, there is likely only one place in the galaxy with the ability to repair and replace constructs of that significance, and that is Installation 00, the Ark. Right where Spirit of Fire and the Banished are right now. And if that isn't the only place capable of doing this, then, well, we evidently only know half of what we think we know about the Forerunner's technology, and likely half of that is wrong. Thanks for watching. Stick your comments down below. I look forward to what you have to say. I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons: Nathan Silent Cartographer, Miguel, Brian, Sebastian, Holden, the Holders of the Mantle, Justin, Darian, Ty, Iron Griffin and Black Biscuit, my Reclaimers, Zach, Deep Cover, Verbal Statue, Spesigo, Spartan A498, Guppy and Josh, my Metarchs, and all the other patrons that have jumped aboard to support the channel. If you like Halo lore discussed at insane levels of detail, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon so you're told the second a new video hits the shelves. Be sure to support us on all social media channels, including Discord, and if you really love the channel, consider heading over to Patreon and supporting the channel over there. It would mean the world to me and would free up more time for me to put into this content and other Halo related goodness. Take it easy everyone. Find peace in the domain.